Mount Washington has always been on my bucket list of places to go. So on this camping trip, I decided I was going to hit the White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire. I found this great campsite, huge open space, and a great view of the stars along Old Cherry Mountain Road. Little did I know, right up the road was Lower Ammonoosuc Falls, which was a short 10-minute hike from the parking lot. The falls weren't what I expected them to be, more of a roaring rapids, but still a beautiful sight and a great way to start this camping trip. Early the next morning, it was time to hit the road and head to Mount Washington. That's it in the right over there, with all the clouds covering the peak. It didn't change much once I got there. The auto road was less than an hour drive away, and I was enjoying every bit of scenery along the way. When I first arrived, the road to the peak was closed due to bad weather, but they gave me a chance to check out the Red Barn Museum, which had on display old methods of transportation to the peak. Carriages, old cars, and other antiques. I'm amazed that people used to travel the way they did up this mountain. It wasn't long before someone came and let us know that the auto road was now open. It was time to start my journey. Yes, while the skies look blue and it looks like beautiful weather, oh, trust me, at the peak, it was not. Even with the road now open, the peak was only 14 degrees with 64-mile-per-hour winds. Nevertheless, I was looking forward to it. As you start the 8-mile journey to the peak, you'll see 3 distinct transitions in vegetation. First, you're going to start out with beautiful trees that still have their fall colors on them. As you make your way a little bit higher, you'll come across mostly evergreens. And then finally, not far after that, it becomes not much more than rock and some low brush in the higher elevations. These beautiful shots were taken just below the peak before I went into the cloud cover. I wanted to make sure I got some good shots along this trip. This shot was taken right below the peak, where the Cog Railroad would come to a stop if it was running its summer schedule. That blue sky is about all I saw the entire time I was at the peak, but you can get a real sense of how fast that wind is blowing. And here I am finally checking Mount Washington off of the bucket list. Although I did have one last thing to do. I had to ride up the Cog Railroad before I went home. The Cog Railroad was running a winter schedule and not going all the way to the peak. However, since the weather completely cleared up, I was able to get some beautiful shots from the other side of the mountain. This is a mirror showing you the angle of the train. And finally, a quick video of the train making its way back down the mountain. The day after Mount Washington it started raining, so I took the opportunity to head over to Jericho Mountain 4x4 Trail in the Jericho Mountain State Park. You start off by paying you $20 at the ranger station, and then taking a quick drive over to the gate, which is just on the other side of the parking lot. The beginner trails were more intermediate from what I've seen. And the medium trails, they were more on the hard side of medium. Since I didn't have too much of a hard time on intermediate trails, I decided to try my luck at the hard trails. Not a smart thing to do by yourself, but luckily I had a winch because I did wedge myself on a rock pretty nicely with 3 of my 4 wheels spinning. At this point, I had a little trouble over these rocks. You can see me sliding around just a bit. Eventually I made it past the first little batch of rocks, but I couldn't make up the rest of this. Somehow I was able to back up with no issues, turn around, and get the hell out of there because there was no way I was risking getting stuck in the very middle of this trail. Anybody that wants to head to this place, I was running a Jeep JK 2-door with 35-inch tires and a 3.5-inch lift. As I said, the beginner trails will definitely rock you around a little bit. I don't know if I would try it with a stock Jeep, unless you have bigger tires. The hard trails, I think I might have been able to do it if I had a spotter. You can see me out there looking around trying to see if I'm going to make it. I decided to try a little further before I realized I couldn't. And of course my obligatory flex shot as I celebrate getting off the trail in one piece with doing nothing more than throwing my alignment off. So alright folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I left out a lot of detail about the different places, so if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment and I will be sure to answer them. And please hit that like button. I know I don't have many videos out there, but your likes are going to encourage me to make more. Thank you folks, and enjoy your trips.